relates to that stillness you were talking about, you know, when you started to experience this, everything very still, becomes very still. And just understanding, like, was there a lead up to that? You know, some things that you sort of were experiencing before that? Was there some particular practice you were doing? And then, you know, how did it change over time? Because you said, you know, it was coming and staying for a while, then disappearing, and then it stayed, and then it's still staying, but maybe, you know, the level has changed a little bit.
Good question.
And also how that relates to the 7 steps you told us about previously, you know, about Kenichi.
Yeah, it is a good question. I really appreciate the question. It's like this. So what is stillness? So let's understand what happens. Okay, your mind is moving. So like in the Dutiya Baddha Gaddula Sutta, if you see, he says Charana Nama Chitta. It's a very beautiful word, Charana. It's movement. Eyes are moving somewhere, ears are moving somewhere. A stage will come when there's no movement. Meaning you have already practiced so much of guarding of sense doors that the senses don't go anywhere. So basically you are not caught up in anything. Okay. And this happens to everyone who has crossed beyond Sakadagami stage in some form or the other. Let's say you would lose interest. Let's say you're driving and then you don't have a particular interest to a particular place even though you are driving the car. In a normal person, he would be interested, or he is worried about reaching time, or he's having something, right? And then you won't have anything like that. So from Sakadagami onwards, you can have a spurt of time when there is no particular interest because there is no time factor. Time as in movement, because movement means time. Now, take a stage in your life when the clock stopped and you're no longer drilling yourself, your life on that. It just stopped. There's nothing more to aspire. So that peaceful nature is almost closer to an arhat state because there is no making up, there's nothing to be made. But you know you're yet to reach there also because the avidya is not completely lost. Now when I was talking to you, I said this stillness I never had because the spurt of which the stillness used to be has become a long thing. So now you can see, it is completely stilled up. That is what he means by stilling of all preparation or samba sankhara samato. And you can really see it. Who will make sankhara? This is another thing, good thing to watch. So in the definition of the Buddha, sankhara is not a single event, unlike what Goenka says. He says from the body sankharas are coming. But if you really understand what is a sankhara, he talks about manos sanchetana. He doesn't talk about anything called as something coming out of the body. So our definition or our understanding of sankhara means something is coming from the body, like as a pain, as the discomfort, as this or that or whatever, as a pleasurable sensation. All of that is sankhara from the definition point of view of Goenka. But if you really see from what Buddha says, he says chakku sanchetana, sota sanchetana, ghana sanchetana. Like what it means is that you're intending, let it be like this. Let I see like this, let I hear like this, let I taste like this, one side. Or Rupa Sanchetana, Saddha Sanchetana, Gandha Sanchetana, Rasa Sanchetana, Pottabha Sanchetana, like that. So let's say you are not interested even in the sight to be like this or the object. So the subject, I should be like this or the sight should be like this. That means you have ended the sankhara, right? You will find that still. Because you are not moving with the object. And that stillness, a Sotapanna will realize little bit, a Sakadagami will realize more, Anagami will realize even more, but on the path of Arhat, you start realizing it predominantly, prominently, knowing that, okay, something strange has happened. And that strange feeling is you are living in equanimity for a more number of times than not being equanimous. So you will find stillness. The world is moving, but you are not. And the world is 6 senses. And your sense is not moving anywhere. So then you lose the concept of space. Because if something is moving, it will take space, it will occupy space. So now if something is not moving, stationary, where is the time and space? So it's a mental construct. So you would drop the mental construct. Then you are released. There's nothing more to aspire for. Your aspiration ended. So that becomes a very deep state of existence. And that has stayed from the time I told you.
Yeah.
Okay, now what next? Now in these 7 things what I was talking about, it's about Patisamutpada itself. Okay, that is fine. That I've understood, that is going on. What about letting go? The stillness is there, but you have to let go of the stillness also. Now the question is how? So, day before yesterday, or Friday, we had a huge discussion, and Venugopal is here. So it went into so much of digressing things. It's like this, I know one thing I need to do is to balance the faculty. So basically what happens, Shenial, is that everyone has saddha, faith. All the people sitting here have faith. And the person sitting next to you has more faith than you.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So you are sitting with the most faithful friend. Okay. He will do everything by the books. Okay. It's good for Bobby. Like that we will be having. Now, another person will have only virya. He doesn't have faith developed. He will do anything. He has energy. He will strive. If you tell him to sit for long hours, he will sit. He will do this, he'll do that. Take Sajal for an instance. He has faith and he has virya. If you challenge him, he will, at least for the challenge, he'll do it. Okay. But what about sati? It's like a car without a driver. Car is good looking. Now the driver is absconding. So what Buddha says, you bring in the driver, sati. Then it will balance out the shraddha as faith and virya as the effort. If he puts more effort, he will become restless. So if you see Sajal deeper, you will see his restlessness. Now, in my case, I have no problem with saddha. I don't have any problem with virya. I don't have any problem with sati also. I don't have any problem with samadhi. Neither I have any problem with panya. But the major problem is balancing it. And that is one sutta called Yuganda Sutta, where Sariputta explains to Buddha that how it should be balanced, and he has made a what I can say, in Patisambhidda Magga Pali there is a Yuganda Katha. In that he explains about 5 faculties getting balanced. Until it is balanced, you can't become an Arhat. Now, I don't have a teacher who is an Arhat and says how to balance, because now the Nirodha Samapatti, it has to go beyond that. Meaning, you have to let go of everything, including the Buddha Dhamma, what you are following. Now you are basically completely naked. There's no covering. And then the consciousness will not get a footing, so it will get extinguished. Once it gets extinguished, now you can create event just for the sake of it, and at the end of the lifespan, it is completely extinguished. So the basic rule is you should have stillness, but that doesn't help you in getting there. So I am stuck with first part. Now comes the second part, even more worse than that. What is avidya? Being I. This I is the subtlest of all. Because using the I, you have to lose the I.
So, that's a conundrum.
Yeah, how will you do it? So I am in desperate need of a teacher who can show me, yes, Vilas, this is what I was also in this place, and this is how I have managed myself. So that is how it should have been, or it should be. Then it makes tremendous sense to me that I have an Arhat who has done this, who had the same problem. Now this person did this, and there are a lot of theories, right? Once you're an Arhat, you will have to take robes in next 7 days, and some things are there. We don't know. Is this true or it's false? Because you see, Shenya, you are now attaining or attained Nirodha Samapatti. Did you die? You did. But did you not come back? You did. But did anything change in your life? You become more peaceful, but you are doing the same half-brick thing, right? So now you can prove to yourself that you can be working, you can be doing everything, but yet be in Nirodha Samapatti. If somebody comes and tell you that that is not how it is, you don't have to do anything, because you know what it is. So somebody who has read from the book and comes and argues with you, you will not respond to it. It makes absolutely nonsense of it, because you have attained it. So once you attain it, it's just like somebody eating fruit and he has tasted the fruit, and then some other person argues on the fruit. It makes no sense, because either you have to give him the fruit, okay, have it, eat it, I wish you can eat it, or you know that guy cannot eat fruit because he doesn't have teeth. So what basically can you do? Then you just ignore it, and it says that, oh, you know what, this what you're saying is not, I don't accept. Or you say, okay, so be it. So there are 2 problems I have, other than these 2, on a technical side, is on functional side. Functionally, is it true that you need to take ropes? I don't know. There's no clear definition. It's a saying, but you read any sutta anywhere, it doesn't talk about taking ropes. In fact, for everything he talks about ropes only, right? Now it means that you can't become this if you are not taken ropes, because he always says that being a lay follower is a very tough thing and it's a lot of problems. So why don't I shave my hair? Why don't I do this and take a robe and become a monk? That's what is there in the sutta. Now, another bigger problem is that if I were to ask anyone, whom should I ask? Because nobody will say that I have accomplished.
Yeah.
No monk will say. Let's say I go next time when I'm in Australia and Ajahn Jaisaro is there, and our good friend Bobby knows him a lot. So then he says that, Vilasji, let me take you to Ajahn Jaisaro and we'll go there. What will I ask him? Can I ask him, are you an Arhat? It looks rude, so I can't ask. Will he say that I am an Arhat? He will not. Will he explain the whole process from Sotapanna to Arhat? How his journey was? No. Then what should I do? I don't know. So rather than feeling, this is where the restlessness comes. So Udacha is one of the fetter out of those 5 higher fetters. That's the reason Buddha says Udacha is going to be there. And I can sense it. But that is not removing the stillness what I have. But this restlessness of what is an Arhat state is there. Okay, now I don't know what to do. Where should I go and solve this problem? Right. So I am sort of stuck, but I'm not bothered about it. But if you ask me, Vilas, are you stuck? I can say, yes, I'm stuck. I don't know. This avidya thing, where you have to be in the I to let go of the I, is literally a oxymoron thing, that I have no idea that I know the I. I know how to let go of the I. But how will you stay in the I and also let go of the I at the same time? Because you have to have a perception without perception of it. There's one sutta for that. And I understood what Buddha is saying to Ananda. But how will I practically do it unless I have a teacher?
Instructions, practical instructions.
Yeah, I don't have that. How to do it? I'm stuck, honestly. And forget the I thing. How to balance the faculties? I'm having all the 5 faculties now. I have no doubt. Fully developed. How do I balance? So this is what I can answer to your question on the stillness. Yes, the stillness is there. It's not moving. It's still, stable, foundational. Like I was explaining to Ashutosh yesterday, this whole business is what? It's about Ayu, lifespan. You are following the moral deeds to increase the lifespan. Of whom? Of Vijnana, consciousness. Let's say, today you are Shenial, and then you think, you see, you hear, you touch, you smell, you taste. That will remain as long as you have Ayu. So why am I doing 10 moral deeds? Is basically to increase the Ayu. Now, when I do this, the lifespan increases in a different realm than this realm. So what do? I move from this realm to a Deva realm, so to say. I follow the strict rules and regulations, guidelines, and it should get it. Yeah, and the answer is yes. Excellent. Now, why don't I go to the Rupa realm? Yes, I can go to the Rupa realm. So, the first jhanic realm is 1 kalpa. That means kalpa defined as expansion and contraction. Samvatta, vivatta. So, samvatta is contracting and vivatta is expansion. That means universe expansion and contraction. Can have millions of lives in between. Right? So then, doesn't make sense. Doesn't make any difference to me. Then in the second, I am at 2. That means 2 kalpas. And at third, I'm at, I think it is 4. And the last one, Upeka, is 6 or 8, something like that. There's one sutta for that. So whatever that number is. And now why don't I stay in Arupa realm? When then the lifespan increases. So the first realm is 20,000. The second realm, that is Vijnana and Chaitanya, is 40,000 kalpas and 60,000. So in the Satta Suryogama Sutta, the 7 suns when they come, it burns till the Abhasara realm. That means the Brahma realm is also gone. So from the Niraya onwards till the Brahmaloka is destroyed. So all beings move to Abhasara by default. And then the first Brahma appears, which is also there in the Brahmajala Sutta and also is there in Aganya Sutta and many other suttas. That empty mansion of Brahma appears. Okay, let it appear. So the being which was there in Abhasara will now land here. That means it stayed for 2 kalpas before coming down to the 1 kalpa only. And then start going down and down and down and come into human. That means what are we trying to do? Is to achieve increase of lifespan by being moral. The more moral, the more lifespan increase. The less moral, the less lifespan we have. So now you and me as Anagami, where are we? In the 4th. That means you have 8 kalpas to extinguish. And the good news is that you will get extinguished there. Because you have done Nirodha Samapatti. Which is good. Right. Now how about closing the account? I don't know. So if I had known, I would have been the most happiest person now. But it's okay. I mean, being an Anagami is itself a greatest achievement, and there's nothing in that. Excellent. You have closed the womb existence. It's far, far better, because womb existence has a very short lifespan. And we have closed it. And as a Sotapanna, they have closed the lower womb existence, which has even more shorter lifespan, and then you are going to be in that place again and again and again and again and again endlessly. So that cycle is repeating faster. In the human life, it is slower. In the Deva realm, it is even more slower. In the Brahma realm, it is the slowest. And in Abhasara realm, it is even more slow. In the Vehapala realm, it is even slower. And in the where you are going to and I am going to reach is actually clock stopping. So you can pat your back and enjoy, but how about closing the clock itself?
That's the goal.
That's the goal. Yes, that's the goal. But how?
Well, your practice has got you to this point, right? And it seems to be slowly unfolding and unfolding. So do you think on its own it will get you to that point? Where
yes, it should. It should get there with that. But if I had a teacher, that would have been much beneficial at this stage. Now I'm finding a real need of a teacher who has reached an arhat stage. I know for sure he has reached it. And then no guessing. Now you see this like this. If you ask someone, you say, he is said to be an arhat. What do you mean said to be? There's nothing to be said to be or assumed to be. No. That person should be an arhat, and he declares as an arhat, and he has laid down the steps of how he has done from the beginning to the end, indicating this is what I did to be a Sotapanna, this is what I did to be a Sakadagami, this is what I did to get an Anagami, and this is how I moved from here to an Arhat, where how did I let go of Rupa Raga, because it's a Rupa Jhana. How did I let go of Arupa Raga, which is Arupa Jhana? Then how did I let go of Mana? How did I let go of udach? And how did I let go of avijja? Okay. Now, as per me, when I say stillness, I don't have mana at present. That's what I feel. So you should tell me whether I have or I don't have.
Gotcha. So, if I understand you correctly, you feel that you have removed mana and to the point where you can have this stillness now. The stillness is there constantly.
Yeah. Because that's one of the things what I found myself, that when you don't have mana, measurement, in order to measure, nothing moves.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing to compare against then, right?
Exactly. So there's no measurement. I'm not unhappy with anyone. I'm not happy with anyone at all, because there's nothing to measure up and say that this thing is happiness and that other thing is unhappiness. Okay. So I don't have that. That's what I truly feel. But people who have seen me should say, maybe, let us say, when we are spending good 40 days, that would be a good time to see, is it real? I'm not asking you to answer to me right here, right now, saying that, hey, Shaniel, you know what, tell me I don't have mana. And you say, Vilasji, I don't think so, you have mana. That answers nothing there.
Need a thorough investigation.
Yes,
40
absolutely.
days, 40 nights.
Yeah, 40 days, 40 nights with different situations, different conditions, and Bobby also being there. And Bobby has seen me earlier, and Bobby seeing me now when I land at your home would be a different, should feel the difference. If there is absolutely no difference, then it's my assumption, I could say, that I don't have mana. If mana is there, then this stillness is something else. Because sometimes you get still, irrespective of anything. So I am attaching stillness to be a state driven towards arhat. It may or may not be. Like no sutta talks about that when you are in a state of having the breath watching for the whole day, and the next day and the third day you have piti lasting for 3 days, nowhere it is there. But Buddha mentions that in a subtle way, like you're sitting in a pond, and as long as you're in the pond, you're in that, which means that if you were to maintain that condition, you can be there. So this finding is from my experience, right? And every time I've done it, stays like that. Now the question comes, if I truly go by the sutta, it's not there. This illustration is not there. Or this way of experience is also not there. So the stillness also can be a specific outcome of my effort or whatever that is, which might not have any relevance with whatever Buddha is saying. So I'm not having any doubt, but I don't know. Because what I was thinking, the stillness staying for 7 days or whatever number of days, it should turn out to be something. It's worked the other way around. It's become still, that's it, over. Is that the end of it then? That's what is called arhat? I don't know. Okay, and then what happens? Then let's say, take that illustration that I'm having stillness from now. Last time we spoke, I think it's crossed 1 month plus now. It was in June, now we are in August, right? So if I take that to be a verbatim truth, and then you're supposed to die in 7 days if not take the ropes. Now, it's been almost 2 months, either I'm imagining stillness, right? Or I have got stillness, but am I an arhat? I'm not an arhat. I have sincerely no idea at this stage. So from the beginning, I knew how to make anyone or bring anyone to an anagami stage. But this other one, I'm clueless.
You're figuring out the path to that place.
It is coming automatically. I'm not doing any strain of doing something or that other thing. But how does this work? Because I'm also more keen and interested on this 5 sanyojanas, fetters. So Ruparaga, Aruparaga has not gone away. I don't have raga, but I can now do it at just like, which I was doing earlier. It's not that I was struggling, but now it is even more seamless. Okay, but that's not a big deal. If somebody says, hey Vilas, you shouldn't be doing these 2 Rupa and Arupa jhanas, I say, okay, it doesn't matter, because I can always be there. I don't have raga now. I can be there. Just like, you keep on visiting the same place again and again and again. It becomes your second nature, and then you don't have to be necessarily in raga to go there. You should have only chanda, interest to go there, and that's it. You're there, right? That's fine. What about mana? Look, I'm able to do this. That is one change I can find. But udacha has remained. Restlessness has remained to get there. And if restlessness is there, then avidya should be there.
Yeah. In my experience, initially udacha was there, like quite strongly. It's like, okay, I made it to here, I want to finish, But after, a week or 2, that kind of settled down. It's like, okay, I will just see whatever comes. Ruparaga and Aruparaga, like, I think I'd done a lot of being in the jhanas for quite some time, last 4 or 5 years. So, like you said, the chanda is there, but there's no raga for it. And even now, like, I don't tend to go into the jhanas anymore like I used to. I just sit and see what arises, And once in a while, I'll do that just to refresh myself, but I don't have that craving for it. But the interest, when I'm there, I do it properly and I do it for longer periods just to see what impact that has. But mana, like after Kamachanda and Vyapada, fell away, I could see the mana coming up all the time, comparing, measuring, comparing to you, comparing to Bobby, comparing to myself.
It comes. It's there. It's by default.
Yeah. So, but then I watch it, I see it arise. It's very clear to see, and I let it go. Like, let this cease, let this go. And, I've noticed that's been coming up, and starting to, diminish a little bit. Like, still there. It seems to be the natural nature that keeps us driving forward, measuring, comparing. Such a strong inbuilt thing,
But because you have achieved something extraordinary than any other. And that's going to last a long time to come. Unless you're so lucky to get rid of it. It's been there for years for me.
Oh, yeah. So it still comes up. I see it all the time, but now I can see it.
You can even I was able to see it, Shane. It's like this. If I ask a normal person, he says that I'm not an egoistic person. With a worldly life, I'm not at all egoistic.
Yep.
Okay, but when the ego comes is when someone does a mistake in doing things, what he should have been done, and then the measurement comes.
Yep.
Right, let's say somebody argues with me on the sutta. Now then the mana will come. Till that time, no mana will come. I'm just a normal person working on a normal thing. Then somebody talks nonsense on a sutta. He had it. because he's ill-prepared, he doesn't know what he's talking, and he gets it. Right? And that's mana.
Yep, that makes sense.
Right? And then on the jhana, if somebody gives me some story on jhana, and that he had it, because I know how to go there, and he's giving me a walkthrough without knowing how it is to be done. So what would you do? Right? Otherwise it's fine.
Yeah.
Worldly things, you don't even care, right? There's no mana for that, because you already crossed all of that. So there's nothing comes there. If somebody comes to me and says, hey Vilas, you know what, I got a $1 million salary. I say, yeah, very good, excellent, enjoy. But I have no interest towards it, of feeling anything about it, because it makes no sense. But this one,
It's a tough one.
It makes a lot of sense to me, because I am having that, my achievement, right? So that's strong. So, have I given up that? Is the question. And to a certain extent, yes. Now, day before yesterday, when I was talking to Venu, I had to cut him off, literally. He's also there in the call. Literally cut him off. Because we were going somewhere. Then I called him up and said, look, you should know this, you should know that. I was peacefully talking to him. But he took me to the heights, and I said, if you were there, you would have seen how it was going. It was, and then Bobby spoke to him as well. So anyway, it was fun. But I never had any harsh feeling or anything, or neither I felt mana about it, that I know so much. I just wanted to help him. Okay, leave all of that, do this. Okay. So the thing is that mana, what used to be there earlier, has got stabilized. Okay. So the deal here is that even till November or whatever, it remains the same stability or being stilled. When we meet, that will be one of your strongest assignment.
Yeah. Keep an eye out for Mark.
2 eyes, not an eye. 2 eyes. And if Bobby is also staying, and then 4 eyes.
I think I'm not competent, but I'll try.
That's okay. You don't have to be competent. You just need to observe and then say that, Vilas ji. And then, you know what, in your own benefit, I'm saying you have mana here and mana there and all that.
Yeah. I think I'm good in saying that.
Yes, I know. Yeah. So you can feel free and do that. I'm asking both of you to do it. And that's one measure. Let's say that you come to a conclusion by the end of our 10th of January that no mana exists. Then what? I don't know. So, I don't know.
So, just talking about mana and avijja, like, I thought, maybe I saw this somewhere, but that mana supports avijja. If mana is gone, the other one will fall. But
yes, it would. It's like this. The deep I has to let go. Mm-hmm. See, now when we say vijnana, we need to understand the thing clearly. Now, when he talks in Titayatana Sutta, where he beautifully explains how this thing comes to be. So people always believe in Ishvaravada, that means God created. Or they go to another extreme saying that nobody created, it just happens in random, or they blame it on karma. Everything is karmic. And Buddha says that's not it is, and my dhamma is like this, blah, blah, blah. But he gives a very beautiful thing, is that vijnana passes and then it lands. Okkanti means landing place. Okkantiya sati namarupa. So if it lands, it takes the namarupa into existence. Now this first vijnana, this first dose of vijnana has to go, that is avijja. Now, how many vijnanas will you condition? This came, and they start growing, and then the baby came, and then the baby was named. So you dropped all of that. Excellent. But what about the initial vijnana itself? That also has a I. Now we can argue this. Or you only said in the 7th jhana there is no I. Yes, absolutely. You have done the nirodha. Agreed. But then the question here is, are you in dhite dhite mattam bhavisati? Sute sute mattam bhavisati. Mute mutam mattam bhavisati. Vinyate vinyate mattam bhavisati. That's not true. Meaning, it's permanent. It's like somebody standing in the front of mirror, but you are the mirror. So there's nobody standing in front of the mirror. You are the mirror. So anybody can stand now in front of you, and there's no reaction to it. Because the moha is not there, so the raga is not there, the dvesha is not there, just a mirror exists, and the mirror doesn't cry for anyone not being there, or somebody is being there, it will not celebrate. Have I become a mirror? So this is another thing you need to see when I'm there. Am I a mirror reflection only? How do we do that? For that we need to travel. Right? So to some places where there is triggers.
Yeah.
And then only you will know whether there's a mirror is there or it's still something is there. Right? So then avijja has to be brought up. So how do you bring up avijja in the person? It's by sight, sound, taste, touch, smell. And the thoughts he will do it himself. So these 5 things have to be brought up, so we have to create a sandbox, so to say, and do something about it. So let's say you also will get to see for yourself, I also get to see for myself. And in those 30 days of our time, we need to draw out some days for these kind of outdoor experimentations where our job is to go and see the maturity level of an individual. I see you, you see me, and then we share notes and how things went. And Bobby can also be there, and then Bobby also get a good insights in these things. And then we can see if you're absolutely right in saying if the mana reduces, that's true also. Avijja also reduces because mana and avijja, they go together. So it can't be that mana is gone and then the avijja is remaining. It doesn't have a foundation. How does it remain? But that avijja has a subtle eye.
Mm-hmm.
So am I really stuck there, or I'm just imagining I have an eye while I don't have? Is one. Or I still have mana which I am not able to see it because I am lost. Because sometimes the moha or the delusion can take over. It means I think I don't have mana, but I really have one.
Yeah.
An external person.
The stillness is there, though. Obviously, that's coming from something.
Yeah, that's coming from something. So, am I imagining it? Is it real? I don't know. So, I'm open. I'm open for investigation. I'm open for scrutiny. I'm open for deeper dive into that person and saying that I don't think so, you are there. And then see what happens.
Can I just talk about my practice?
Yeah, sure. Sure, why not?
And especially over the last few weeks, I've been saying to the group, like when I sit down, I'm not getting into jhanas or anything. I just sit there and watch what's happening in the mind. And what I feel is this sense of watching it at deeper and deeper levels. Like as I progress through the meditation, I'm watching, and some things will come up, whether they're things of the past, memories, and they kind of are released in some way, and then it kind of goes to a deeper level of mind. And then same thing happens there. things come up there, and then they get released. Eventually, they go deeper and deeper. And then, typically whatever time I set aside is up, and then I finish. And my mind feels very calm and still, and it's gone quite deep. This morning, like when I was doing the practice, usually, the focus point is here around the third eye, and then it goes inside the head. And I'm just watching the mind. I'm not trying to focus on any point, but naturally it goes there. And as I watch, things come up and get released. And today, like as it got a little bit deeper, it's kind of watching some point which really started to open up more. It was very peaceful and very still. Like you talk about stillness, and that stillness I could just sit in and watch, like not really watching, just experiencing it, just for quite some time. Very calm, very peaceful, kind of like equanimity, but even felt like very, very still. Like
yeah, that's good. Yes, that's the right thing.
Yeah. So I watched that for some time, and at the same time I had energetic movement within the body, like especially along the spine going up, and so then my whole body felt like that stillness. And after I finished, okay, like that was fine, I went about my day. But I noticed like I'm working today, so that takes up a lot of my time and attention, but when I'm not, I do feel very peaceful, very peace. I wouldn't say it's stillness like you've experienced, but it's different to what it's been there before. But I guess the key thing, my practice has been about just watching whatever's in the mind and feeling like going to deeper and deeper depths of the mind and releasing stuff that's there.
Yes, that's right. That is how it works. See, now what happens here is after you accomplish the jhanas, you wouldn't be interested again in jhanas at all. It's a natural progression. It's like when you have graduated, you are no longer interested in graduation.
Yeah,
and you're just
it's true.
Yeah,
you kind of let go. And also the other thing, this stillness was, I'd say, better than jhanas.
Yes, absolutely.
There's something better than that.
Yes, so you are having stillness, and it's quite evident. But it's not lasting.
No. It's not lasting.
It's not lasting. So then another thing is you are yet to attempt a state of progression where you can stay in fourth jhana for a long time. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's the reason Buddha in the Samma Samadhi is 4 jhanas, right? So if you be on equanimity, maintain that for a long period. That means it will come for 30 days and you extend it. You just make another 30 days and then another 30 days and then another 30 days. So it becomes a default setting that you are on the 4th jhana forever. So you made a stable foundation. That's the point when you get that deep stillness, because you are now watching the layers of the mind and it starts popping out. Just like a bubble, and it bursts, and then you see, there's another thing is there. Okay, then that burst out, and then another thing is there. So you're literally dissecting the mind from top down and removing the asavas, so to say. Right? So let's say you have a kama asava, which you don't have any longer. So when you see that kamasava is not there, the bhavasava also reduces. So it gets stilled. Only remains is avijjasava, because dhitti asava anyway is gone asotapanna. So then you let go of kamasava in anagami. And then you don't have this, the bhavasava, that you want to become something. And hence you feel that stillness. But what about avijja? That's where I'm stuck. That's where you will be stuck.
Yes, still there.
Maybe you will get sooner than me because you have experienced the jhanas much before me. In this cycle, even though if you take our timelines, it almost matches. But I feel you have attempted this earlier, but you were not too sure about it. And after you started seeing my videos, you felt that, I have another guy who has done this. It makes more sense.
That's right.
But actually, I think you have done it much earlier than me, or you accomplished much earlier than me.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I feel. So you reaching my state of stillness can be much faster than I reaching the entire thing. It can happen. Meaning, when we both meet, you might get ahead of me, which will be good. In one way, it is good. But at least, okay, I have another guy with whom I can see what's happening. And it's such a amazing event that we both are practicing, and we are seeing either one of us moving forward or backward, whichever way it works.
Yeah.
But such a nice release. Yeah, it's a greatest moment to celebrate. But having said that, the stillness, I believe, from looking at your eyes, is far there than what I saw on 4th of April. There's a lot of changes. I don't know how much of the change you see in my eyes from the time you met me.
I certainly have seen the change, and I expressed that to you before.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm not saying that you have not, but
No.
the depth of it, meaning at what depth you're seeing.
Yeah. I can certainly see, like, compared to what you were when you first came here, to what you were when you started experiencing it, to what you are now. It is definitely, it's a big difference, big change.
Yeah. So having said that, okay, if you are able to break this cycle of mana, which is going to be there for some time, at least I'm talking from my perspective, it might differ with you, because in your case, you're coming faster than me, to be honest. After you shared that you went into Nirodha Samapatti, there is a sea of change in you in a very short period of time, which I never expected, because I was looking from my point of view. Then I changed my point of view, saying that, oh, I'm not Shaniel anyway. So I can't say, oh, you know what, until October. On what basis? I made that looking at my growth. I was wondering how stupid of me that everyone has their own path and everyone has their own fruiting, right? So I thought, maybe not, maybe I'm wrong, because October is far away. I was thinking that stability happens in November, but I see your eyes that you're getting stable. Now, after so many years, I'm getting into this point, and you are getting already there. So the catching up between you and me is literally reducing. In one way, it's pretty good. Okay, so then what do we catch up on for those 30 days? I don't know.
That's the question.
That's the question. So should we just meet, and for the sake of meeting and having good time around, it's good. I mean, I'm not averse to it, but on hindsight, I feel, what am I going to do at your home for 30 long days when you and I have no absolute difference?
We still have to reach the final goal.
And that's fine. That anyway we're going to struggle, because we don't know either. But at this point, Shaniel, if you are getting into stability or stillness, it's like what I've done for years, you're doing it in months. It's excellent. But only thing is that it's not staying with you, whether now it has stayed. So you tell me one thing. I met you in April and I got the stillness in June. You got this, I got this years ago, and I got stillness now, and I see you're getting into stillness. So the time gap between you and me is so shortening, which is really shocking to me. Honestly, I was thinking it would be not early than 2028 by the time you would get there. It's my misunderstanding, honestly. But it's not true. So maybe when we both meet, it would intensify, which is how it should be. So that's one, rays of sunshine over the horizon, so we can go to Maruchi River and do this thing. It's good. So if you're getting like this and you get into the stillness where you lose a complete interest over the jhanas on its own, and then you did it. It's because mana will drop with jhanas. And that means you have only one more thing to do, which is avijja. And that's it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll keep reporting back and telling you.
Yeah, that means we need to each other report back on what we are doing. So I doubt whether November is too near or too far.
Well, hopefully we'll both be alive and we'll get there and we'll be able to practice.
No, we should be alive. I think with this stillness of more than a month plus, I believe that whatever is written in some commentaries doesn't seem to make sense. Because that I should have been dead by now. Maybe buried underground or burnt. Which
seems like a harsh punishment or a harsh reward.
Yeah, because that's what it says. Once you are done and either you take robes or you can't be a householder and all that things, and this doesn't seem to prove in that direction for whatever reason. No. So, and another thing is what I've noticed in the last maybe 3-4 weeks or more is that even the voice has changed and so many things have changed, and I have no idea on this. It's just something not there in any text or whatever, but I can see it. So the depth at which I'm going now is far more than all the years taken together. Okay, which is great, but then is that the end?
Yeah, hard to tell.
Hard to tell, yes. So I don't know whether I'm stuck or I'm released. Either way, I don't know. So let's hope we find this solution. But what you're saying, what you said just now about yourself is also correct. I can see that in your eyes. It's quite evident.
Well, thank you very much. I took up all of the time.
No, you didn't. It is good. I mean, I have anyway recorded on my audio, so then I can upload it as an audio stuff rather than a video. So then I can have one video and just a floating image, and then we can do that. It's not no big deal. It's fine. I really appreciate.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, Venugopal, you can speak. I mean, you don't have to fear of speaking now.
Sir, very nice explanation about Mana, sir, today.
Okay. Now you can ask any doubt you have, unlike the day before yesterday.
No other doubts.
Okay.
About today, sir.
Okay, good, excellent.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, time now for you, I guess. Or do you have work, or have you put him on work?
He's trying to find work, but I'm trying to. He is encouraging me to meditate.
Yeah, you should meditate, Bobby. You don't have to take a spade and do something.
He's telling that is the best work.
Yes.
I keep asking him how I can do some help to you.
Yeah, you can help him by sitting and walking meditation. Bobby, why don't you try this? Why don't you do an open eye meditation?
I do that sometimes.
Not sometime.
After you see, now when I was hearing to you, I was trying to do that.
Yeah, it works. I can't see you though, but it's fine. I mean, I can see only a shirt of you, but it's fine.
Oh, you can hear me. Okay, I'll see. It's something here. No, but
It's okay. It's
If
okay.
you're here, I can see both of us.
Yes, I can see you now. I can see you.
Okay, maybe I'll come a little bit closer.
Yeah, so you can if you want to take a spade and do some gardening, and then you do the same thing with breath.
We did some gardening yesterday.
Oh, yes.
Last year. Yeah, we went outside. We did some.
We'll
But I
do
can
all.
send him to do some more. There's plenty of gardening to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is a lot of things to do here, but what I was saying, especially after food and all, it will be good to do something.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we will. When I'm there, we'll find something for all the three of us.
So it is very, very lucky to be here, Vilashi, also with this. So anyway, you brought all of us together, and I have a lot of gratitude for that. So when you come here also, I think when you're thinking about your anagami stories, I think this poor suffering people like us also will benefit.
No, you're fine, Bobby. You're not suffering at all. Don't worry. And you're not poor. And in any way, you're not poor.
Not poor, yeah. Poorer than you, I think.
No, you're not.
It's a mana, but I have that mana, right?
No. You don't have to show so much of humbleness. It's fine. We know that you're humble. It's fine.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's fine.
What is that Vinaji saying?
Vinaji is saying that you're very, very lucky to be with all. Yeah. For her, it is good. I mean, anyway, Mrityunjay wants to come to Australia, so we'll be having a fun.
Okay.
So we'll see how that happens. And the most luckiest of this whole group is you, Bobby.
I think so, yeah. Everything is favoring.
Yeah, everything is towards you.
Yeah, everything is favoring me, whatever I desire is happening.
And who knows, Bobby, before I and Shaniel could reach, and you would have reached and say, hey guys, come on. Just, what kind of guys are you? You've been struggling. Let me teach you.
Yeah, maybe those type of things happened in the suttas, so...
Why not? Bobby, you can't say. You know what? You can't say. If it opens up, it opens up. It's nothing anybody can do. Like when I see his progress, Bobby, I feel that the time it has taken me on this journey, he's crossing it much faster.
Yeah.
It's excellent, actually.
Yeah. And he's also I'm not exaggerating, he's looked like a very perfect teacher for me. The way I thought about meditation and all these things, the way he's explaining. So good, So even at the tiny bit of all these subtle doubts and everything, how he gives a solution, when I go back and meditate. Excellent.
Yeah, for all of you, he's a better teacher than me. That much I can tell you.
Actually, that is because, this going the background, sitting meditation. You are doing a lot of activity, walking and all, right?
Yeah.
And also, I think people need to get to a certain level to really benefit a lot from Vilasji's teachings.
That's what Vilashi
I have benefited so much from Vilasji's teachings.
Yeah. So he always says that, whatever Vilashi says, it is all correct. So even though you're talking with the very high things, he always says, I understand. So everybody is not understanding, that is my feeling, because it is too high.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The bar is too high. Unfortunately, I'm not able to reduce the bar.
But it gives me joy and happiness to hear that there are this type of states. So it gives happiness, but definitely it will be beneficial at some stage.
Yes, it would be. Anyway, you're there, I'm there, he's there. So it is such a nice thing. I'm looking forward towards this grand finale.
Likewise.
Yeah, good one. Good state to be in. I really appreciate. I actually feel that, the way things are going. It's good. Excellent. Okay. Should we?
Ready to go?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.